All right, my friends, welcome back. Happy lunchtime if it is lunchtime for you. I haven't had my lunch yet. I will have it soon. Anyway, just thought I would jump on and do a live show from the latest Ubuntu 1910. If you hear some music in the background, that's just my friend's CD on my boombox. So yeah, wonderful. I have to apologize ahead of time if I start to sneeze. Ever since I woke up, I've been sneezing up a storm. I hope I'm not catching something. Anyway, just had some mint tea. Feel good. So we're going to take a look at this. In my test is another stellar release from the Ubuntu team. A couple things about this. I installed this both on a laptop with an SSD drive. This I am streaming off a PC with the original hard disk drive. Take my advice, install Ubuntu on an SSD, with at least 4 gigs of RAM, and you should be in good shape. Don't even think about the hard drive. Now this latest Ubuntu 1910 does feel a little bit faster, a little bit smoother. But overall, in my tests, install this on an SSD. It is a noticeable difference, like night and day. All right, so let's get and switch scenes here. Let me go to OBS. I did install OBS Studio. Let's transition, and I'll show you what this looks like. All right, looking good there. The stream looks good, so let's go ahead and do this. Hitting the super key gets you to the different windows. Now, I installed the Synaptic Package Manager. I prefer this over over anything else. Although the Software Center for Ubuntu does look pretty nice, I will say that. But if you have a little bit of time and would like to learn something new, check out the Synaptic Package Manager. Now, that being said, the Software Center looks great, looks fantastic. Overall, I would say the default theming, colors, fonts, as they always have, I think this looks pretty good. Let's go to the Software Center here. So the default colors and fonts and theming overall, I think, are fantastic. You know, if there's one thing to be said about this, when the team from Ubuntu switched from GNOME to Unity back in 2011, it was a major shift. It was a radical change. I get it. A lot of you didn't like it. But as a Windows user, I must say I thought it looked terrific. And maybe because for so many years I was using XP and at the time Windows 7, Ubuntu with the Unity desktop looked different. Looked wonderful because it was kind of different. And for me, it just worked. So that was a radical shift, a radical change. When Ubuntu switched from Unity to the GNOME 3, or the latest version of GNOME, this is 3.34, I believe, that wasn't so much, it was a surprise that they officially dropped Unity, but it wasn't as radical or as different, as much of a shock as it was from GNOME 2 to Unity. And if I have to use one word to describe this, they are consistent in terms of the look, the feel, the quality. This is really another stellar release. I've installed this on this machine, an old Gateway, and on one of my test laptops with an SSD drive. So again, if you want to test this, do it on an SSD. It's night and day. So this is not so much a radical departure, in my opinion, going from the Unity desktop to the GNOME 3 desktop. Out of the box, it looks wonderful. It feels smoother. Now, when you install this, there is an option to install the something fairly new. I believe it's the ZFS file system, if I am not mistaken. I did not do that because that is experimental. I guess it might break the system, so I just used the ext4. I did install this as a dual boot with Windows 10. No problem. Smooth as silk. And right now it's running with OBS. I don't have the webcam set up. It's running about, looks like 2.4 gigs out of 8 gigs on this particular system, a quad core. Yeah, that's about right for, you know, standard Ubuntu with GNOME 3. So it's overall, it's not as fast as I was running this on the SSD drive, but it does appear smoother than before, at least this version of 1910. And one more thing I wanted to say about this, you know, I suppose debatably Ubuntu is the most popular Linux-based system in the world, and probably deservedly so. We've talked about this before. You know, if it wasn't for Ubuntu, I probably would not be here. Probably many others would not have gotten exposed to a Linux desktop. And Ubuntu really was probably the first team to focus not just on the desktop experience, but on the user, primarily Windows users, to make it a little bit easier, a little bit comfortable for them. Now, obviously, that switched somewhat when they went to Unity, and they switched again to GNOME 3, but it's not that bad. And I have to tell you, watching this on my 50-inch TV, this looks great. The colors, default color theming, the fonts, they just pop. Now, I'm like 4 feet away on this big screen. It's like, boom, it's right in front of my eyes. But it really, really looks really nice. So overall, I will give this a thumbs up. This is a major go in my opinion, meaning go check it out. It looks great. It feels great. Yes, it is different. If you're running Windows 10, I will say this. After installing all the updates with this, none of the updates broke anything in my system, unlike Windows 10 and one of my in the Dell machine. So yeah, imagine that. An operating system where updates don't break the system. Who knew? What a novelty. Let's go ahead and change the background. Again, on a 50-inch TV, this thing just looks really looks terrific. Check it out. All the links will be below in the show notes if you're interested. I'll hang around a little bit longer before I eat my lunch. Let's go ahead and go to the chat here and see who's in here. Now, probably not too many people. This was unannounced, so we have Steven and Ben. What's up? Yeah, this is the final. I believe today is the official release day for Ubuntu, so it should be online. If not, it will be by this evening, I would imagine. So check it out. This runs good in 2 machines. Yes, Steven, the super key is the Windows key. Yes, just tap it, and like I said, this runs smoother than previous releases, but on an SSD, it's night and day. So those of you who watch this on the repeat, if you want to try this, yeah, put it on a separate machine with an SSD, and I think you will be impressed just how good this is. Satyendra Chandan, hello. I hope I said your name right. Everybody, welcome Satyendra to the stream. Welcome, sir. How are you this fine day? This is one of the reasons I try to do a live stream during the day when I can, in addition to the supporter streams for the PayPal and Patreon supporters. Satyendra, which Linux do you use? Ben is shocked. Well, This is on my test PC. Um, yeah, so it's not my main production machine. I still like Mate, but I gotta tell you, man, this really, really looks really nice on a big 50-inch TV. It just, the colors, the fonts, the theme, it just pops. Everybody, welcome Satyendra to the stream. I am fine. Thank you for asking. Linux Smith, Satyendra, very good. Welcome to the live show. Come on, people, give it up for Satyendra. I believe he is new to the stream. But this looks pretty good. Overall, I must say, this looks pretty good. Ben is still on Gen 2? Alrighty then. I guess not enough fry pan hits to the head, right? Just kidding, Ben. You know I love you. I did install GNOME tweaks. How do you like your Linux Mint, Satyendra? I use that too. That's pretty good. That's another fine choice for newbies. I did install GNOME tweaks. I may experiment with some extensions. One thing about installing GNOME tweaks, installing extensions, there is a possibility that the extensions, because they're not fully tested, that they can break your system. So be aware of that. Yeah. What makes Ubuntu stand out of the box is that this thing is just rock solid. Wonderful. It works the way it should. I guess in the same ways, and much like a Chromebook. Those who have a Chromebook or want to get one, they work the way they are designed. Nothing more and nothing less. You know, maybe one of these days I'll do a video to end all videos on how to switch from Windows to Linux. Like the real truth on switching to Windows from Linux. AJ's in the house. Ferre, hello. Mint Cinnamon is pretty good. Rattler says hello to Satyendra. Give it up for Satyendra. Come on, people. Show the world this is the best community in the world, right? Don't be shy. Give it up. Yeah. What was I saying? I mean, I don't know why I was sneezing so much this morning. I hope I'm not catching something. Excuse me. But yeah. Ubuntu, whether you love it or hate it, it's designed to work exactly like it was designed. Period. Nothing more and nothing less. I realize it's not everybody's favorite desktop environment, and I get it. And that's why you have choices in Linux. If this was a little bit faster, a little bit zippier, or if extensions were more fully tested. Hi, David. Welcome. Welcome, David. If this was, see, what is a perfect operating system when it comes to Linux? It's the 3 S's. Number one, it has to be stable. If it's not stable, then who cares? Honestly, I know we joke about stable versus unstable, but if something is not stable, what's the point? Number two, I want speed. And this is where this seems to lack a little bit. It's gotten better. It's not quite there on the speed of, say, Linux Mint or Ubuntu Mate or Peppermint or something like that. But it is getting better. It's not quite there. It's missing that. Number three, special looks. And man, does this have looks. It looks terrific out of the box. So this has 2 out of the 3 things I want in a perfect operating system. It's got the stability, rock solid. It's got the special looks. The speed isn't quite there yet. And that's why I don't use this on my everyday production machine. And I wish, again, the extensions were more fully tested. So if I install it, like the weather extension or media player or something like that, I wish I wouldn't have to worry about it breaking the system or that it didn't work. It's kind of annoying. That's not the fault of Ubuntu. There just aren't enough testers out there that can do it for free, I guess. I guess that's the point. But in terms of an out-of-the-box experience, this is rock solid. This should be on anybody's top 10 list. Putting all the politics aside, which I don't get it. I mean, if something works, use it. But anyway, that is my personal opinion. Rattler uses Evolution. Very good. Speaking of Evolution Mail. No, Thunderbird Mail is installed by default. Very good. That's my favorite. Ferrari started in 07 with Linspire. And afterwards, 1804 Ubuntu. Oh, yeah. Almost everybody on Linux began with that. Yeah, I began with Ubuntu version 6 back in 2006. Rattler says, that's one for Rattle for the jokes. Where's my notebook? Rattle, I give 1 point. He says his workflow can only support one unstable part, and that's me, he says. Awesome. I understand. Let's take a look here at the applications. Again, if I was to install this on an SSD, it would be considerably smoother. Pretty much everything you need is in here. I installed BleachBit to clean things up. GW Package Manager, the best package manager installer, that is, and for deb files. OBS Studio I installed. Synaptic Package Manager, great package manager, the best, or one of the best. Tweaks I installed. OBS I installed also. Seems to work okay. I'm assuming that the stream is okay. Nobody's saying anything about buffering. To do. Let's take a look at To Do. I guess is a scheduler. No task found. Let's add a task. Is that how this works? I've never used it before. Test. Ah, okay. So it's like a little notepad, huh? All right. Right there. Scheduled today. List. Right there. All right, cool. It's not something I would use per se, but I guess it's come in handy. To do. Delete it. Cool. All right. Again, it just works. No surprises. And that's another thing with Ubuntu. There's nothing surprising. There's nothing to say, oh my God, Toss, what did they do to this? It's ridiculous. Forget about it. You just... Sorry, that's my New York attitude. See, with something like this, you're just not going to get the shock to the system with Ubuntu, meaning it's just going to work out of the box. So it still is one of the best, for what it does. So check out the latest Ubuntu 1910. We'll do, what is that? I lost track. The day is Thursday. Yeah. Sometime this weekend, either tomorrow or Friday, we'll do an Ubuntu 1910 release party. And check your emails. Patreon and PayPal supporters, you are invited. So thank you for supporting the live shows. David says it's great. No problems. You have 1G internet. Aha. Yeah. Bronx is in the house. What's up, man? I was actually born in Brooklyn. Close enough, Radler. I think I have relatives who live in the Bronx, so at least I used to. I lost track. Anyway, New York. See, in New York, we like to keep it real. So we say something is good, like Ubuntu. Look, it's freaking good, okay? So check it out. Forget the politics already. What the heck? What the crapola? Man, I can't tell you enough how this looks on a big 50-inch TV. It just pops. The colors and everything. Yeah. Nice. So RAM usage, this is about right for GNOME 2.6. I got 8 gigs of RAM in this, so yeah. Overall, nice, guys. I don't know. You tell me what you think, man. Rattler is born in Brooklyn. Are you familiar with Prospect Park, Rattler? You probably are. I was not too far from there. Yeah, big drive-through park. I remember as a kiddo riding our 10-speed bicycles and stuff. One of these days, I should go back to New York and do a live stream from Prospect Park. Anyway, oh yeah, you remember? It was a nice park. I'm assuming it still is, Radler. I haven't been there in a while. David says it is. You are eight. It is. Well, the time is right here. It's 12:22 p.m. in Ohio. So if I was to tweak this, maybe dash to panel, a couple others, the media player extension, something like that. Maybe a few others just to tweak it. They probably won't work if I download them, but it's worth a shot using the gnomeextensions.org. Is that what gnome.extensions? Something like that, using the tweak tool. But overall, this looks and feels great. Like I said, it looks terrific on a big flat, not a fat screen. Oh man, I gotta have my food. Not on a fat screen. Shut up with the jokes. It looks great on a big flat screen. Wow. 623, where you are at? Okay. Fere, welcome again. Anyway, so it's 12:23. Let's wrap this up at 12:30 so I can go eat. For my friends, I'll always stay on a little bit longer. If you would like to support the live shows, check out the links below in the show notes. Because AdSense pretty much sucks on live streams. Amazon is probably not something I would use. Solitaire and Mines, stuff like that. Oh, but I mean the rest of the default software, yeah. Well, Sudoku I don't play. The rest of this I would probably keep enough to get you started. If I was going to keep this, use it every day, I would probably install Kdenlive, Simple Screen Recorder, Audacious Music Player. Speaking of players, I believe, Rhythmbox is installed by default. We can get out of this. And by the way, overall this is running pretty good. All right, let's go to Rhythmbox, see what this looks like. I believe they have a plugin enabled in this. Let's go to plugins. Disable the alternative toolbar. We'll go that way. You can enable SoundCloud, I believe, plugin for the podcasts, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, you can rip music on a on this thing, by the way, if you want to. The plugin's gonna work. Oh, not gonna work. May have to reboot. Yeah, there is a plugin for podcasts through the SoundCloud application. May have to reboot this thing, but yeah. Anyway, let's get out of that. Maybe I'll have some pizza for lunch. Pizza. Man, I miss New York style pizza, don't you? Yeah. Not a lot of wallpapers. Interesting. Well, that looks nice and peaceful. Yeah. Very nice. All right, guys, 3-minute warning. I'm going to wrap this up. Anything else for today? Like I said, we'll probably catch some of you here on the weekend. Again, don't forget to check out all the links below in the show notes. All right, just checking my messages here. I am in Ohio. Yep, Ferre, thank you. I will enjoy my pizza. C'est bien d'être bien. Hello. I am close to about 500 miles away from New York. Yeah, in Ohio. Yeah, not right on the East Coast. It's more really Midwest here, but yeah. Remember, you can't keep it unless you give it away. What are you talking about, Steven? Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. Yes, Ashuri, I remember you. Hello, I'm just about to wrap this up, but yeah. I'm doing fine, my friend. Excuse me. Been sneezing all morning. I need to grab some lunch here in a minute, but I'm doing all right. Your brother went to CCAT. Aha. Ah, it's an AA saying. Ah, okay. I heard a good pharmacist joke the other day. This lady walks up to the pharmacist. Should I tell this joke? I'll probably be demonetized. Oh well. This lady walks up to the pharmacist. She says, "Does Viagra work?" He says, "Yes." She asks the pharmacist, "Can you get it over the counter?" He says, "Yes, if I take 2." But a bump bump. That's one of those Facebook things. Anyway. Sure he got a Dremel 4300 video card. Wow, that's a beast of a... Oh, it's a rotary tool. Sorry. No, I'm just joking. Jordan OS 12 is still working. Aha. Well, Zorin is great for Windows users out of the box. Yeah, it kind of looks like Windows, so yeah. But Ubuntu 19.10 is rocking also. This looks pretty nice too, don't you say? I think so. Actually, I could have pizza or cheese ravioli. Man, that's a toss-up. Wait. I'll cook the pizza and then put the cheese ravioli as a topping. Hey. Forget the pepperonis. Put the cheese raviolis on top of the pizza, right? Yeah, Chromebooks rock. Ashuri, they just... Yeah, toss up from toss. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I get it why some bloggers call the Chromebook flawless. It is freaking unbelievable. And it's based on Linux. Who knew? Yeah, I like toss-up pizza. Ba-da-bum. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up. Man, what a great looking desktop here on the big screen. Ubuntu team, you did a good job. You know, in spite of what people say, I think you're okay in my book, okay? Did I take any screenshots with this? Let me look real quick. Pictures. Oh yeah, let me show you this real quick. So when you first install this, connect to online accounts, Ubuntu single. Maybe that's a dating site. I don't know. No, but you can do this. You can send your system information to Canonical data on how the system works. I have no problem with this. At least they're upfront and not being sneaky, as it were. So this is cool with me, as long as they tell me what they're doing. Then it says, welcome to Ubuntu location services. I did not enable. If I install the weather app, I probably will do this. And then it says, ready to go. And there you go. So yeah, very nice. So overall, this works the way it should. 1910, this is the final version. Check the Ubuntu website today. It should be there. If not, it will be shortly. This will be supported for 9 months. Just keep that in mind. The next release will be a long-term release. I believe, what is it, 5 years? I kind of lost track. But yeah, so if you're going to install this, especially as a dual boot with Windows, I did. Installed fine, no issues. Keep in mind, this will be supported for only 9 months. So check it out from the Ubuntu.com website. Yep, we all like to keep our data also, Ashri. But the big problem now with Windows 10 is not so much the data, is updates. You never know when the updates are going to break something. I am surprised. I never expected that. I am surprised. It's, yeah. I'm shocked. Updates usually not a problem with Windows 10, but hey, what can I say? You have choices like, you know, Chromebooks and other types of Linux. Of course, there's always Mac. So yeah. All right, my friends, I'm going to have my lunch. You guys have a good day, a good evening, and again, I might catch you this weekend, so check your PayPal and Patreon emails. We'll do a, I'm not sure when, Friday or Saturday, we'll do an Ubuntu release party. We'll talk more about Ubuntu and maybe get into the politics of it a little bit, and then we'll go from there. So I think that's the way to go. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to check out the links below in the show notes. If you have any questions, I do read all of your emails. I mean all of them. I do read all of your comments. I mean all of them. I don't necessarily, reply to every single one. That can be a little bit daunting. And one of the things I've done to try to reply to all the emails is to do less 2-3 hour shows. So I can have more time to do what I have to do, so make it a little bit easier for me. And then I make it up with the private streams. So anyway. So thanks again. I'm gonna have my. I guess I'll make pizza. Yeah, you guys kind of convinced me. Said, Toss, go with the freaking pizza already. Forget about the raviolis. Arrivederci, my friends.